She was locked behind glass, sealed in a case that warned, "Positively, do not open." A relic of darkness, small, unassuming, dressed in a faded dress and stitched-on smile. But behind that cotton face is a history soaked in fear, pain, and death. For decades, she sat motionless in the Warrens Occult Museum, quarantined from the world like a cursed artifact. A doll so dangerous that even the famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren refused to touch her with bare hands. But now, she's out. Annabelle is on tour, removed from her sacred case, carted from city to city, posing for photos, making headlines, and if the reports are true, unleashing something far more terrifying than anyone ever expected. Welcome back, campers, to another episode of Echoes of the Past here on the Friday Night Campfire Stories YouTube channel. Every week I bring you 3 chilling videos. Mondays we dive into the world of the paranormal history. Wednesdays we explore true crime cases that feel stranger than fiction. And Fridays I share original stories, twisted tales you won't find anywhere else. So if you're into the dark, the disturbing, and the downright unexplainable, you come to the right place. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and light a match because the fire is just getting started. Tonight we're peeling back the fabric between this world and the next, and stepping into a twisted legacy of a doll that was never meant to move again. This is the story of Annabelle. In 1970, a mother seeking a thoughtful birthday gift for her daughter, Donna, a 28-year-old nursing student, purchased a Raggedy Ann doll from a hobby store in Hartford, Connecticut. Donna, living with a roommate, Angie, placed the doll on her bed as a decorative piece, unaware of its sinister events that would start to unfold. Initially, the occurrences were subtle. The doll seemed to shift positions when no one was watching. Donna and Angie would find it in different rooms or seated in various positions, despite having left it untouched. Then came the notes, the parchment paper messages scrawled with childlike handwriting reading "Help us" or "Help Lou." Neither Donna nor Angie kept the parchment paper in the house, adding to growing unease. One particularly chilling incident involves Donna discovering what appeared to be blood on the doll's hand and chest. Disturbed, the roommate sought the help of a medium who conducted a seance. The medium would reveal that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins, whose body had been found years earlier on the site where the apartment complexes now stood. Feeling sympathy, Donna and Angie allowed the spirit to reside within the doll. However, the benevolence they believed in soon gave way to fear. Their friend Lou, who had always been wary of the doll, experienced a terrifying encounter. He awoke one night to find himself paralyzed, with the doll at his feet. Suddenly, he felt a searing pain in his chest, discovering claw-like scratches that bled profusely. Realizing the danger, Donna and Angie contacted Episcopal priest Father Hagen, who then reached out to his superior, Father Cook. Recognizing the severity of the situation, they enlisted the help of renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens concluded the doll was not possessed by a child spirit, but was being manipulated by a demonic entity seeking to possess a human host. They arranged for an exorcism of the apartment and took the doll into their custody, hoping to prevent further harm. When Ed and Lorraine Warren arrived in Donna and Angie's apartment, they didn't see a haunted object. They saw a conduit, a beacon, a doll being used by something far more insidious. After interviewing the roommates and Lou, they observed the environment. The Warrens determined this was no simple haunting. What was at play here wasn't the spirit of a little girl. In their words, it was inhuman, demonic. They explained that the entity had never possessed the doll itself, but instead manipulated it like a puppet. The doll's movements, the messages, even the blood were all forms of deception, designed to gain sympathy and permission to stay, before attempting something much darker. And it was working. Had the Warrens not intervened when they did, the demon might have eventually possessed one of the occupants, likely Donna. The Warrens requested the help of Father Cook, who performed a full house blessing and an exorcism to cleanse the apartment. But the problem remained what to do with Annabelle. They took the doll with them, securing her in the back seat of their car, but even the trip proved dangerous. According to Ed Warren, at several points the steering locked up, the brakes failed, narrowly avoiding multiple accidents. Ed eventually stopped the car, reached into his bag, and doused Annabelle in holy water. After that, the trip continued without incident, but they were sure one thing: the doll needed to be contained. At their home in Monroe, Connecticut, the Warrens built a special case, blessed it, and sealed it, lined with a sacred prayer and protective glass. It was then placed inside their occult museum, alongside other cursed and demonic artifacts. A sign was mounted on the front. Warning, positively do not open. Over the years, the Warrens reported that even in its case, Annabelle had a profound effect on people. One story tells of a man who mocked the doll during the museum tour, banging on the glass, challenging it. Ed kicked him out. Hours later, the man died in a motorcycle accident. His girlfriend survived the accident, saying that he had been laughing about Annabelle when he lost control. For Ed and Lorraine Warren, there was never any question. Annabelle wasn't just haunted, she was cursed, and whatever darkness she carried, it never truly left. For 5 decades, Annabelle remained confined within the Warrens Occult Museum, encased in a specially crafted glass box adorned with stern warnings. Positively do not open. These weren't mere theatrics. Ed and Lorraine Warren believed the doll was a vessel for malevolent energy, and any disturbance could unleash unforeseen danger. So imagine the collective gasp of the paranormal community when in early 2025, images and videos began circulating online, showing Annabelle being transported out of her sanctified enclosure. The world watched in disbelief as she embarked on a tour starting in New Orleans. Leading this unprecedented expedition was Ryan Daniel Buell, a name that might ring a bell for those familiar with the early 2000s paranormal scene. Ryan rose to prominence as the founder of the Paranormal Research Society and host of A&E's Paranormal State, which aired from 2007 to 2011. The show followed Buell and his team as they investigated allegedly paranormal phenomena across the United States. After the show's conclusion, Buell faced a series of personal challenges, including legal issues and health concerns. However, in recent years, he has reemerged in the public eye, sharing his journey of redemption and his continued interest in the paranormal. I remember scrolling through TikTok when I stumbled upon the video that made me cold. That was Ryan Buell, someone I hadn't heard about in years, standing in the French quarters of New Orleans announcing they were bringing Annabelle on tour.
Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here with Dan and Chris from Nesper.
Hey guys.
We are in New Orleans. Apparently I say that weird. New Orleans.
Yeah, we're bringing Annabelle. She's here.
Annabelle is in New Orleans. She will be at Ghost City Tours on Royal Street Tuesday and Wednesday from, what, 2 to 7?
12 to 7, right?
No, 2 to 7.
2 to 7.
2 to 7. We'll figure it out. Yeah, 2 to 7. You can come down to the French Quarter, see Annabelle, see some of the other items, meet us, hang out with Nesper. I'll be there. You know, if you want to come say hi, I'll post the link in this video. Hope to see you guys there.
Seeing Annabelle, the very doll that the Warrens had warned should never be moved, being paraded through the streets, was both shocking and unsettling. And then, things got strange. On the very day that Annabelle arrived in New Orleans, headlines began to flood local news. 8 inmates escaped from a local jail in a coordinated breakout. 2 of them were at large for days, sending nearby towns into panic.
Massive manhunt after a stunning jailbreak in New Orleans. 10 inmates escaping, some charged with murder, all considered armed and dangerous, and authorities tonight investigating whether this was an inside job. Here's ABC's Maria Villarreal.
Tonight, these stunning images from inside a New Orleans jail cell where 10 inmates, some charged with murder, escaped, sparking an urgent citywide manhunt. The toilet dislodged from a cell wall, exposing an opening. Scrawled on the wall above, "We innocent and too easy," with an arrow toward the hole where they escaped, out of view of the officer on duty. Authorities say it happened just after midnight when the inmates broke a lock on a cell door.
They were still able to exit the jail about 1:01 a.m. after breaching a wall behind a toilet in the jail. And based on video surveillance, they were seen exiting a door on the docks where we normally bring in supplies, scaling a wall and running across the interstate.
But that wasn't all. Merely hours later, the Nottoway Plantation, Louisiana's largest Annabelle museum, a place with its own dark and tragic history, caught fire. The cause remains unknown, and though no one was injured, a piece of Southern Gothic legacy went up in flames. Now, we're not saying that Annabelle had caused these things, there's no direct evidence of that, but it does make you wonder. The Warrens believe that disturbing the doll could stir forces beyond our understanding, that even proximity to Annabelle could attract misfortune, accidents, or worse. And here we are, within days of her release, a jailbreak, a fire, and a city on edge. Coincidence? Maybe. But if history's taught us anything, it's that warnings, especially those delivered from beyond, are rarely given without a reason. Annabelle, the infamous Raggedy Ann doll, once confined behind glass in the Warrens Occult Museum, is no longer stationary. Her recent appearances have stirred both fascination and fear. After her controversial unveiling in New Orleans, Annabelle was showcased at the West Virginia State Penitentiary from May 8th to 11th, 2025, as part of the Devils on the Run tour. She then made a chilling stop in San Antonio's Psychic and Spirit Fest on May 17th to 18th, drawing massive crowds to the haunted Victorian Black Swan Inn. But not all things went smoothly. Rumors swirled online that Annabelle had gone missing during a tour stop, causing widespread panic. The New England Society for Psychic Research quickly debunked these claims, though, confirming the doll was safely back at the museum. Looking ahead, Annabelle is scheduled to appear in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania from July 11th to the 13th, with ticketed showings every 30 minutes. This tour aims to fund a new museum, but also reignites debates about the risk of moving such notorious artifacts. The Warrens warned that disturbing Annabelle could unleash unforeseen dangers. Their cautionary words echo louder now, as we now witness the doll's journey, stirring unease and the inexplicable events. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, Annabelle's story serves as a chilling reminder some objects are better left undisturbed. That is going to do it for today. I hope that you guys did enjoy our journey following the history of Annabelle. If you did, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also click the like button while you're down there. This Friday I will be sharing a brand new story starting on the Friday Night Campfire Stories called Utopia. It's about a place with perfect people, perfect streets, perfect homes, perfect everything. Almost too perfect. Follow along as we experience Chapter 1 of the story and we delve into the mystery and conspiracies that follow this perfect town of Edenville. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.